Has mealtime become a struggle? Listen to this mom's story and try these tips to help your child develop better eating habits.
I like the avocado. I don't like this.
No, what else do you not like?
The real challenge for me is having two boys with very different palates and trying to find food to feed everyone. Neither of them seem to like vegetables of any kind, and that's our biggest challenge because that's obviously the healthiest food. I try to make a variety of foods because the boys don't like the same foods, and my goal is to try to make one meal that everyone can at least eat something from.
When you start the introduction of foods in the very early days, baby foods, it is important to get as many tastes and textures introduced as possible. Sometimes what you need to do is carry those green beans through 5 days instead of 3. Eventually, that taste palate gets used to that taste and it's more accepted. I'm gonna try a piece then. Oh, okay. Here goes. Is it really bad? Let me see. Children mimic what they see. I ate that broccoli. He copied me, you know? So if you're sitting there and you are eating, your child will actually probably be more inclined to eat also because mommy and daddy are eating. Good job. So it's not too bad, is it?
Good work.
Yeah, good going.
All right, Nanny Robina is joining us live in studio, and I gotta say, I love the tip about the grown-ups having to eat the veggies too. So if you're looking at your kids like, why won't you eat that broccoli? Well, mommy, why won't you eat that broccoli? Because as soon as they see you eating it, I remember when I was growing up, I just wanted to sit in my mom's lap and eat anything in her plate. I didn't care what it was. I want to eat what mommy's eating, so it's a very good point.
It is, and you know what? The thing is, if you come from a family or you yourself have got a limited diet, that is going to spill over to your children.
Yes.
You know, you can't expect your kids to have a diet this big of a variety of foods, and when yours is this big, because you're not going to eat, they don't see you eating them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about other tips that you might want to consider if you're having some problems with a picky eater, because as a parent, it can drive you nuts. You're saying you have to try and try again with the food. Just because they say, forget it, I don't like it, doesn't mean you should give up.
Yeah, well, that's it. A child of that age also, they're not really capable of saying, you know what, Mom, I don't feel like broccoli today, but let's have it on Wednesday. Yeah. They just can't say that, right? So the first word is, and the easiest way out of it is, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Or I don't like that. It doesn't always mean that they don't like it, to be quite honest. I think that word is used quite loosely with children. Take it away, they don't want it that day, but don't take it off the menu.
Yeah.
Because I've said it again and again, that is how you come down to limiting yourself to 2 or 3 foods only, macaroni, cheese, chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up having a fussy eater, because it comes off the menu, it doesn't go back. The other thing is to try cooking different ways. That broccoli I ate, I got to tell you, I don't know how I didn't gag.
Let's hope that mother's not watching.
Sorry, Mom. No, seriously, it was very overcooked. Don't always think that because I know I'm going to get in trouble for that.
You are.
No, seriously. If don't always think that because they're a toddler, they will always like soft, sloppy food, because that is not so.
Yeah.
Some children may like to have their vegetables a little bit more crunchy. And so that's what I'm showing here. You know, when you overcook it, not only does the color change, which can be not so appealing to your child, but the texture also. You know, he may want it firmer. So he doesn't eat it sloppy, try it firmer.
Yeah.
Carrots, he doesn't like them boiled, try them roasted. I got to tell you, I'm not a fussy eater. I'll eat anything. That clearly shows. But the truth of the matter is, I actually not crazy on carrots cooked any other way but roasted.
Yeah, well,
That's just
roasted
me.
vegetables, man, does it do a number? It makes them taste so much better,
Yes,
I find.
And I think also just sometimes when a child looks at things, and I know people say, you know, they have that adverse reaction to anything green. I'm not 100% sure about that, because I see children eat other things that are green. They'll eat grapes, for example. So, you know, the key is never stop introducing new foods and new textures.
Right.
You know, keep trying different things and keep bringing them back into the menu.
Now, you say some kids just naturally predisposed to love food. They come into this world, they're babies, they can't get enough of your breast milk, they can't get enough of their solids, they love it. And other ones come in and they're just like, no thanks, I'll pass.
You know, and I think a lot of it is to do with, you know, sometimes the way you handle that situation at that lunchtime. Because I can tell you now, I actually have, she's going to shoot me too now, I have a sister-in-law who I feel didn't handle food issues as well as she could have in the early days. I don't find that her daughter has grown at the pace that she should. I don't think she's developed the way she should, but she could not take the advice of what the doctor told her to do, which as a baby was to stop trying to feed her and to stretch her food out, make sure she's hungry when you feed her. She could never do it. Always wanted to put something in her mouth. Well, she's got a tummy this big. So she'd be full up of yogurt. Come lunchtime, she was full.
Right.
So it's also the way you handle that situation. I will go in parents' homes and I'll sometimes say, you know what? They have breakfast at 8. Let's not do the 10 o'clock snack because they're going to have lunch at 11:30. You will find that they will eat more lunch. So it's trying to find the balance of each child. I'm not saying cut out the snack for every child. You've got to look what suits your child.
Absolutely.
You know?
And never force food, you say. Never force food.
No. You know what? You can play the games. It's like, oh, you don't want that? Okay, well, let me leave that there. I'm going to go wash my hands and I'll eat it when I get back. And you know for sure the child's going to shove it in his mouth fast because he thinks you want it. You know, that has happened often. So you can try and make some, of those reverse psychology games. But if they really don't want it, you should never force it. Because I'll tell you something. When a child knows what you want them to do, they're not doing it. No matter what it is, whether it's food, homework, anything, if they know what you want, they are not doing it.
Okay, so what about this fun game? Hey, if you eat your broccoli, you can have dessert.
Well,
Bribes work, I'm sorry.
You know what? Bribes do work, and I tell you, we've all been down that path, and I know it's no good me telling you moms not to do it, because I know you are going to do it, because food is one of those issues that I think parents really do struggle with. They get very concerned.
Eat your vegetables. You gotta eat them.
You gotta eat them. So, if you come down to bribing, try not to bribe with a sweet food at least.
Oh, no. And then dessert comes around and it's like, it's grapes. Ha ha, joke's on you. Dessert.
You're gonna win the Mum of Year award with that one.
Listen, it's working so far, okay? Well, Nanny Robina has a video that she's actually created to help the picky eaters out there try different foods.
That's right.
It's on her website, nannyrobina.com, and you're all going to get a free download today, our audience, so enjoy that.